Beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. And for those who do not know me and they are first timers, my name is Tato, and welcome to this channel where we are all things conversation. And to the regulars, welcome back. It's good to have you back. So today's topic is about attention seeking behavior. And it's rooted from just me seeing a trend of women, that go around faking kidnappings, faking wanting to off themselves, writing notes and all of that, Obviously, it prompted me to ask myself, how far can one go when it comes to this? It can be a behavior, but at the same time, there is obviously a further disorder attached to it. So obviously I had to ask myself, do I have this? Do I have this behavior? And how far has it gone, if I do have it, to a point where maybe it is not healthy for me? And so I'm just that person that is reflective. I obviously had to first look at what attention-seeking behavior is. Outside of me knowing what it is, I just needed confirmation, obviously, to what it is. So it says, attention-seeking behavior can include saying or doing something with the goal of getting the attention of a person or a group of people. Right. Examples of this behavior include fishing for compliments by pointing out achievements and seeking validation. So this is the definition that I got, right? And then obviously I now had to look into the characteristics of attention-seeking behavior so that I can find out whether I actually do. And it turns out, I'm here, aren't I? Seeking attention. So it turns out I do have traits of it, but let us get into the characteristics and obviously the signs, whether someone has gone above just the behavior to a disorder or something that is just normal, because we all need attention, we all need validation, So let's get into it. First one is anxiety. The anxiety that people get from not receiving attention, when it feels like it's too quiet and you just feel like doing something just to get a reaction. I'll make an example, right? This is something I have observed, right? So I had a colleague that would, there are colleagues where you can say, they're not in a way always seated at their desk. They're just always all around socializing and all that. And then there's that colleague that you can see that, okay, this person is not really socializing for being sociable, but this person has a fear of not being noticed at any time, and it creates anxiety to a point where the person has to do something that is extreme, or the person has to create some form of reaction so that everyone can talk about what they've done, or everyone can talk about how they've tried to fall and they had to scream, or how they walked, so that everybody can pay attention, So that is the first one. It is the anxiety. Second one is loneliness. And obviously the need for connection, the need to draw attention, and obviously oversharing. For example, WhatsApp statuses. There are people that you would never find them not updating anything on their status. And I don't mean obviously our what do you call them? I don't want to say China mall queens, but the queens that actually sell things, the people that are in the marketplace that are selling clothes and selling all these things. But I'm not speaking about those, but I'm speaking about someone that feels lonely, and you can tell that, this person is longing for a connection. This person will always have to overshare, each and everything that they do in the day, you will know. Each and every person that they've shouted at, each and every meeting that they've been in, you will know about it. The traffic that take them off, you will know about it. And what they wore today, how those shoes were so uncomfortable, So that was that thing where I was like, but I have these tendencies, right? And for me, in my mind, it's more of, I'm just sharing. you know. And I had to go deep and actually like try and not be too hard on myself because of reflecting, right? But be realistic in a way where I'm like, is this a way where I'm seasonal in this? Or is it a behavior that I have where I need to let people know from the minute I wake up what I do and who I flipped on and all of those things? It boils down to loneliness. So for me, I share, obviously, if something happened to me, for example, if my daughter did something today that is out of the ordinary, I will share. If I usually share scriptures a lot, I will share things that I found as a revelation. Maybe that's also oversharing because maybe that's what God just wants from me. But I truly believe, and maybe I should be, I don't know, someone can correct me and tell me otherwise, but that is just my spirit, that I believe that with everything that God gives me as a revelation, I first have to internalize it, and then after that I can share it to people and feed and have this thing of understanding that I'm a walking ministry, if I could put it like that. But obviously that also will have to be checked out, whether it is in a sense of loneliness and just wanting to just speak for the sake of speaking, or it is actually something that you are doing worth sharing. So I've also realized on my WhatsApp, there are people that overshare, guys. Like, there are people that overshare. You will know whether the F5 key is not working. They will send pictures. You will know when they are in meetings. You will know. So for me, that is it. It is a pattern of, okay, I think there's loneliness that is playing a role in this, and this person is oversharing, you know. And I have a friend, not a friend, but a WhatsApp, contact, that is a nurse. You will know what baby was born. You will know, things that you know yourself, that, okay, I think this one, she could have set this one out, you know what I mean? But it maybe feels like maybe no one is recognizing what she does, or no one recognizes, I don't know, her trip to work and what happens. And it feels like they need to overshare because they don't have anyone maybe to share it with. And then they seek the attention by oversharing on social media. So that's where I had to draw the line, where I'm like, I like to share. I'm here right now, share, So where is the line that I can draw and say, okay, this is like something that I need to check out, or something that is not it. So I think I'm still safe. But I probably have seasons. Third one, we can say provocative and seductive behaviors, suggestive behaviors, where you just want the attention on you based on how you were dressed, based on how you are flirting, flirtatious people that seek attention. And I mean, I'll make an example with that. So it might be seasonal. It might be that you have a disorder. It might be that it is a behavior that you have adopted, right? When I say seasonal, I would look at women in relationships, right? When someone is in a committed relationship or someone is married, you'll find that they provide little to no detail when it comes to how they dress and all of that. But let the boat just rock, and without them letting you know that they're going through a divorce or whatever, you will see by how they're dressed. You will see for some reason, all of a sudden, they are in thongs, going to girls trips, they're starting to dress skimpy and post certain images, obviously waiting for likes. And when I say seasonally, what I've noticed and what I've realized, that when it comes to that, there's that need for I don't know, praise. There's that need for, wow, you look good, because of maybe what they're going through, or what they're trying to do, to get the attention. So I've realized that, however, there are just behaviors where someone is just a flirtatious person, and you can see that it stems from seeking attention. Someone where you would be sitting at a party, for example, and then because of insecurity, we did mention insecurity. So someone maybe, like, for example, you guys are sitting and you are chilling, playing a game or whatever, and then that person, because of whatever insecurities that would stem from that moment, then they start seeking attention. Maybe that person will start maybe spilling a drink, or that person starts screaming, or that person starts taking their top off, running off to a pool, and just, grabbing their attention from this wonderful moment, that they find discomfort in them, in the attention not being on them. So those are the behaviors that you can see. And I know you guys will probably be like, that's me, or that is ubanban. You can pinpoint certain behaviors where you're like, yeah, actually this person, even when I'm walking, or maybe a guy says hi, they're the first person to jump and do something that will actually draw attention to them, whether they fall or anything like that. You know what I mean? We know those people. Maybe you are that person, but obviously it takes you knowing yourself and reflecting and being like honest with yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah. The fourth one is you do things for applause. You are attached to praise. This is one that I actually had to look into. I'm like, because I like being noticed. I like being told, well done. I like being affirmed, So that's where it's like, okay, am I doing this so that I can get a certain reaction of praise or for an applause? Just go all their way to actually applaud someone, or go all their way so that they can receive the applause and the praise. So apparently, even having to overly compliment people can be an attention-seeking behavior. And I do that. I compliment people, okay? I make sure. And for me, it is maybe a love language that I lacked growing up, or something that I really find, I just find joy, I guess, or pleasure in complimenting people, in letting them know that I'm proud of them, in affirming them, or yes, praise, So that is something that I'm like, okay, I think in this area I need to look into it, because each and everything obviously stems from the why of it. Are you doing this because you genuinely feel like that, or you doing this because you just want attention so that that person maybe can say that you've done this or whatever? You know what I mean? And that is something that we do. For example, I'll make an example of WhatsApp, right? Where maybe someone says something nice to you, then you take a screenshot and you share it on your status to say that this person said that about me, And I used to do that a lot, especially because I ask people questions, right? I would ask certain things, or I would share something, and then someone would say, I relate to this and whatever, and then I would share. So I found myself actually saying to myself that from now on, what I'll do is I will share the things really that I've asked, because it's like a poll, for example, where you ask some people and then people share their experiences or things that are worth laughing about, a community that laughs about things, as opposed to someone that maybe says, thank you for helping me with petrol the day that I didn't have petrol, and then I share that, So that is, for me, that is like, okay, you want applause. You want people to see that you're a great person that does great things, And I used to be that person where someone would say something nice about me, or someone would say something nice to me, or even on my birthday, someone would say something nice and I would share it on my status. So for me, that now translates to, I'm actually seeking attention to say that applause, you have done something good that people are recognizing. So guys, see, So I've come to a place where I'm like, I need to distinguish that, and I need to work on that so that it does not become, a disorder of some sort, where I find myself now having to be fueled by doing things so that I can post and show people that I need the applause, and just internalizing it because I'm doing it from the goodness of my heart. And it's okay whether they say thank you, whether people see that I do it or not. It is okay because it comes from the goodness of my heart, So that is what we need to actually look into. And over complimenting and all that, and having to be delusional in terms of friendships. Not even delusional, but people that like, how can I put it? first day you meet someone and it's like, friend, hey friend, and then all of a sudden you tell people, this person is such a nice person, this person is just a ride or die and whatever. It's like, girl, you just met this person today, and there's nothing wrong with getting to know that person. So from them it's like, I found this treasure and I'm just going to applaud and praise this person and embellish, and I'm just going to see them as this wonderful thing, even though I have not gotten to the depths of the friendship, because I fear them rejecting me, because I fear them abandoning me, so I'm gonna give them attention. I'm gonna seek attention in that area. Then we have the excessive ones, where they glorify negative things, where they glorify sickness, where they glorify their day, where it's like, oh my God, I went to the doctor and I have this, and each and every conversation you will have about this person will be about how they have this pain on their hip, le pain near me, I had to go to the doctor, they take pictures of them going to discount looking for hip balms or whatever it is, and everything will be surrounded by this hip situation. You'd literally be talking about a family member and pouring your heart out to this person, and this person will tell you that, the day I went to Waterfall Netcare private ward for my hip situation, I can actually relate to what you are saying about your situation, because that's exactly what happened when the doctor put the needle on my hip, and I was just distraught. Oh my God, I cannot, So that is also attention-seeking behavior in negative ways and excessive ways, and people just glorifying sicknesses, glorifying traumatic experiences. And I'm not nullifying or invalidating experiences, but we know people that don't want to heal from those experiences because it grabs attention and it grabs the shame, you know what I mean? Even, I know we grieve different, guys, and you know what? There are people that you can see that, okay, number one, you were not close with this person. So how all of a sudden is this person now you constantly post about how you miss them and the pictures of you guys when you were 5 years old, because you don't have any pictures when you were older, because you did not have that closeness of a relationship. But for some reason, because they've passed on, they've become this greatest, closest friend to you. And every now and then, we're gonna hear something about that person and how you are grieving, and you would speak like you are talking to the person, oh, thank you so much for visiting me in my dreams, thank you so much for guiding me, for showing me that I wasn't supposed to walk this road and whatever, on your status, and for me, I know particular people that do that, where it's like, I don't think you were that close with this person, and I know that, but the way you are now just milking this person's death, and milking all of the grief, and so that boils down to that as well, where people just milk and glorify sicknesses and the negativity that happens in their life. Like, there are people that they will never say anything good about their day. They will tell you how much they went into a Pick and Pay, and this person didn't want them to be in the queue and looked at them funny, and they don't know they don't know who they're messing with. And then going into maybe working from home and internet connection and Zoom meetings that were useless. Oh my God, the tea lady that just brought 2 muffins instead of what I've ordered in terms of a Swiss roll, or, all of those things. And being negative throughout the day. Guys, I know people like that, and I'm saying people, and it's scary that I'm saying people, but I know people like that, where you look at their WhatsApp statuses and you look at their social media and you find yourself being so exhausted. I even found myself having to mute other statuses because I'm like, this is too much for me. There's no way that this person can live Monday to Monday without anything being good in their life. There is no way that this person's first point is a glass half empty each and every time. Where they walk in the office, they will complain about how they are alarmed. They will complain about traffic. They will complain about the meeting. They will complain about their job. They will complain about their food they themselves prepared. They will complain about how they lotioned their face and it wasn't this way and it was that way, how this product used to be like this and now it's not like this anymore, how, oh, wow. We know labo mama that will tell you about diabetes and you're like, ma'am, please change your diet because you are constantly telling me how ushukela wako unyuka, but you are constantly eating the way you are eating and you're not changing any habits, you know. But each and every day, like, and it's like, girl, who said I was even going to give you? So this one is also something that I had to be like, feeling the need to prove yourself, whether it is through knowledge, one-upping, you know, where you just interrupt and you want to prove yourself to be knowledgeable or you know more, or when someone says something and then you find the need to interrupt and be like, no, that's not the case, or interrupt and actually provide more knowledge about that area, you know. That is also attention-seeking behavior. That is something that I had to deal with as well, where I'm like, okay, I'm a knowledge, like I like knowledge. I like to I tend to go into rabbit holes when it comes to certain things. When I read about something, I go in, you know. So that will automatically make me someone that is knowledgeable because I'm not into one thing, I'm just multifaceted. So there was a situation, let me share, where I was out with friends and it was a birthday weekend and they invited other people over, right? So I was in a space where I would chill with guys and they would speak about something and I would relate to it and go to a different group or go to a different topic, and you know, to a point where like there was no shut up, you know what I mean? And a friend of mine was like, is there anything that you don't know? Like it's really irritating, you know? And in that moment I was like, okay, is this jealousy? Is this, you know? But then I realized that actually, even if you know something, it's okay for you to let other people engage with you without saying, yeah, I know. Actually, did you know that, and you try to one-up them with the knowledge so that obviously the attention can be on you because now you've one-upped this person that came with this new information, and then you are going to go there and behave like, I've been new, you know. So even if you've been new about it, you can actually be quiet. And I'm not saying shrink yourself, but learn to read the room in certain environments, because some people do get excited about the information that they acquire, and for you it might not be that much of a big deal. For them it is that much of a big deal, you know. So with that, that friend, like that day I was like, so I've realized that it's okay, you know, it's okay, especially also in relationships. I've learned where someone can, romantic relationships, I mean, someone can come, even with children, you know, my son would come with information that you can see that it is exciting him because he has discovered this. It is okay for me to just hear him out and be like, really? Oh, okay, that's interesting, without actually him coming, Mama, did you know this, you know, I went to Google today, I researched this and I found this. Oh yeah, I know. And you know what, on top of that, did you know that this, you know, it's what's the point, you know? I'm just gonna get that satisfaction that I know about it, but at the same time I'm just going to, you know, discourage this person that came with information, especially with things that don't really matter, guys, you know, where it's like I can give advice, yes, where it matters, but when someone discovers something, it's okay for me to be like, okay. So also with romantic relationships, I'll make an example with something like, for example, maybe you're an experienced person in certain things, you're an adventurous person, and you find someone that maybe is not that adventurous in certain areas, and that person wants to do something for you and brings something to the table. And when you are just like, oh no, I went there last year. Oh no, this one, so. No, that one, no, we can't go. The last time I went there, the umbrella, the shade, oh my God, no, we cannot go. Then it discourages someone from, what is it that you don't know? Or what is it that I can surprise you with? Or what is it that I can share as something that I've researched, I've Googled to find for you? It's okay to say, oh, okay. And even if you've been there, you know, it's okay for you to be like, okay, because you've experienced it with yourself or other people, but you have not experienced it with this person. So just, you know, so I've learned to be aware of that as well, and I'm going to continue to be aware and self-aware and check myself when it comes to that. Second last is explosive behaviors. We know people that are like that. And funny enough, we have these things at church called heart checks, right? That we gather every month and we just do heart checks. And this week we were speaking about the qualities that you would want in a friend. And I remember saying that I do not want a friend that is volatile. Reason being, I've been seeing and I've been in situations where there are people that are explosive in their behaviors that cannot control themselves. You know, someone that would share your secrets because they're feeling a certain way, and it's like, I cannot feel like this alone. Someone else must feel the wrath. Like someone would actually send you a message that is like shocking, and you're just like, what? Only for them 20 minutes later to regret it and all that. So it's like instability emotionally of some sort. That example that I made of a party, there are people that would actually mess up a game, for example, or someone that would just scream and do something that is just like, I'm tired of this, and you know, we need to go home, and because the attention is not on them, and they need to just cause those explosive behaviors. At work, you would see someone that actually doesn't treat people right. Even in meetings, someone that would just be like, yeah, fine, and it's like, wait, what? I think that's where it boils down to those people that actually find themselves writing these notes and faking kidnappings, because in their hearts they're just like, you know, and everyone must feel it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to show them. And it is not healthy. Someone that just makes sure that doesn't even care whether it is going to harm you physically or anything like that. Someone that would just throw the punch without thinking. Someone that would just throw a bottle, you know, Amber Heard situation and things like that. So those, yeah, for me, people like that, I've seen people that are angry and explosive and would send messages that are just like, yo, okay, if you can do this, I don't think, you know, people that would actually go out their way and drive and do things that are like harmful so that they can draw attention to them, to themselves, you know, and they have zero regard for anything in that moment. They don't think twice. They are not stable emotionally. So that is also a characteristic. And then lastly, obviously there's more, but lastly, it is trying too hard to be unique. We've seen people where you like, okay, you grew up fine, and somewhere along the line you changed, you became gothic. Somewhere along the line you just had these big earrings, you know, these big lobes, and you started piercings and tattoos and all that. And guys, that is attention seeking, because you know very well that people are going to be like, in this neighborhood, like Mr. Tattoo Face and whatever, you know. There are things, yes, we don't know other people how and what prompts them to do certain things, but we know those attention seeking behaviors where someone, I'm sorry, but I feel like it is a behavior right now. I'm not going to go around the bush. Doja Cat, guys, what I see lately of her and doing things, for me, that is attention-seeking behavior. For me, yes, people will be like, oh, iconic art, you know, but how far? How far is art? How far is far? You know, where you like, okay, this is art, but this is literally attention-seeking behavior, you know. Even with Britney Spears, guys, the things that she's been doing lately, we know and we can see that it's attention-seeking behavior. They might not recognize and realize it at that moment, and they might have people that are going to be like, nah, you know nothing about art, you know nothing about, but you know very well that, okay, this person is trying too hard to be unique. this person is trying, even no Kanye at some point where I was just like, no, he's trying too hard to be unique. Like, why are you dressing people in trash bags? And people are like, oh, iconic art. Why are you putting your clothes on the floor for people to rummage through and I don't know if that's a word, but rummage through them to find their sizes, and then you call that art? Like, you just want a reaction, you know what I mean? So all of those things are attention-seeking behaviors. Hey, I could mention more, guys. Even facial expressions. I saw that facial expressions, and I am such a animated person, if I could put it like that. Like, I like facial expressions. So apparently that is also attention-seeking behavior. So with all that I've mentioned, I guess you can just look into how many you have picked up that is like, hold on, that is me, or how many have you seen with, oh, okay, this person has this type of behavior, or how much have you seen that ongoing to say to yourself, okay, this is probably a disorder, because if I tick all these boxes, somewhere, somehow, this leads me to let me know that I'm not only attention seeking, but there is depth in what is going on in my attention seeking. So I actually but it popped up when I looked at attention seeking behavior, right? And it talks about a personality disorder. And it speaks about a histrionic personality disorder, where there are signs, which is attention seeking, dramatic behavior, inappropriately seductive behavior, inconsistent emotions and mood, discomfort with lack of attention, excessive focus on physical appearance, constantly seeking reassurance and approval, suggestible and easily influenced by others. No, believing relationships are closer than they are. That is actually the friend thing. Suicidal tendencies due to lack of attention. So yeah, that's it when it comes to this episode. And I think it's something that one can prompt themselves to looking into and just checking and doing some self-reflection and seeking help and seeking therapy if possible, or actually speaking about it to some people and maybe asking questions. Do you think I have this? Do you think I do this? So that you are able to see where you are and get the help that you need. Thank you for watching, and let us just continue to grow. Let us continue to reflect. Let us continue to be people that are self-aware, that we may make better choices in life and going forth. Thank you for watching.